get too overconfident, but I'm really liking it. Yeah, that's the weight, so let's watch out. Woohoo! So, it's December, the holidays are around the corner, and you already know it. I have Nürburgring license merged for you with additional 10% off if you use code Misha Xmas25 on checkout on nürburgring.com. From holiday sweaters with Nürburgring design in merino wool in different colors, Nürburgring books that I have helped to co-write, socks, and also, as of recent, we have calendars for 2026. The first couple of hundred of them come signed by me, and some of them contain also very interesting and exclusive giveaway items, such a taxi lab with, not with this car, but another one that we will be unveiling soon for next year, and maybe the Civic, maybe the Mustang, who knows, and a couple of other things. Anyway, head over to nürburgring.com and now enjoy the rest of the video. G30 550i, which is pretty much same engine as the M5, I think? Similar?
No, it's N63 engine, which is kind of, let's say, fuel-saving version of S63 with the low power. I believe it has downpipes a bit of smaller. But you can upgrade it by BMW actually to AC Schnitzer, legally upgrade to 620 horsepower.
Okay.
Completely legally approved by BMW.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this can be done. It costs a bit more than G-Power upgrade, but it's the same upgrade without any change of without any component upgrades. Just plug it in and you have 620 horsepower and 850 Newton meters.
Crazy. So how much power does this have now?
530.
530.
I called 530. Some say it's 560 on the dynos, but it's 530. Good for the track. I was driving actually with Porsches today. Paced with maximum speed what we could today in the morning with the Nürburgring staff. Yeah. And with no problems I could pace. So regarding the power, there is absolutely no problem. Also with the handling, no problem on that paced track.
No, the handling was amazing. I mean,
really?
right now, I loved it. I mean, it's now very damp and wet, so you cannot really push it on the limit, but you can make the car very controllable in those conditions. So actually, definitely enjoyed a lot. The car is on Conti 7s. More importantly to mention is that it's on big AC Schnitzer wheels. So the sidewall, well, 25%, non-existent.
295 section.
Yeah, it looks good. But on comfort, it was still like actually okay. So surprisingly enough, the suspension is handling it very nicely. So that's not so much of a problem. Any other mods? Lowering springs, I think you said.
Yeah, so I will explain a bit about the wheels, which on the feeling brings the biggest change. The wheels, actually only the wheels brings the biggest change. There are some details, interesting ones. So the track is wider. From the stock, around 4.5 millimeters wider on each side. And the track, the wheels are bigger, not because of 21-inch wheels. The wheels have bigger diameter. Section 295 instead of 275. Front is 225 instead of 245, while M5 F19 has 255. 255, yes.
Yeah, you said 225.
Sorry, 255. And also, compared to the M5 F90, F90 has 275 sections because of the front axle. It's different. Yeah. On M5 F90, front axle is wider. In total, so the track is wider on the front, you get more rotation by the M5, while here you get so-called better compliance on Autobahn with this car. So with this car you can drive with one hand on Autobahn 250 with no stress. Yeah. That's the biggest, so that's the wheels give really big difference on the feeling. But also what it has, so upgrade from the BMW is the active suspension M5 Professional, which is active suspension and rear wheel steering, which M5 F90 cannot have.
Okay.
Yeah. So further, one more upgrade until now is AC Schnitzer springs, with a slight lowering because what they told me BMW, the car already was delivered lowered really as allowed. So actually I could just put these wheels without any modifications. You don't need any flares on the back, so it's quite good. But AC Schnitzer maybe a few millimeters lower. additionally lowered, which should bring you better handling for the track. And,
Nice.
So that is for now. The brakes. The brakes are stock, so-called M Sports brakes, which for now it seems, by my experience, they are good enough. No fading. I never experienced any that I feel that ABS is quite often activated, so I guess it's no fading. What can be done is regarding the brakes, can be upgraded to the. I even checked it really technically at BMW to the M5 F90 brakes. Brake swap. One detail is they have one disadvantage. They are 2.4 kilos per each wheel. They are heavier, so this might be not good for them. This is really a big weight difference between each brake.
Yeah, for sure.
And for the handling, so I'm not sure about it. What about to do with the brakes in the future? Only what's missing, what can be done is the aero upgrade. What is offered, let's say by default, either BMW complete aero kit, original one, or AC Schnitzer aero kit. So now later we can discuss, what can be done there, which should bring actually, better grip, better downforce on both sides. Because on the rear there is one modification, and the front splitter can be added to this car. Regarding the ground clearance, just one detail, this is actually a bit lower than stock M4 competition.
Oh, nice.
This is really interesting stuff, so it's really... And so that's regarding the upgrades. Of course, what I mentioned also, the power can be also upgraded legally to 620 horsepower just on the plug-in upgrade.
Nice.
And that's it,
Yeah, very capable car. Very awesome. I really enjoyed it. I guess now it's time for you guys to enjoy the lap. Right, welcome on board of this BMW G30 M550i by AC Schnitzer. At least the wheels are, and the lowering springs. Maybe it doesn't have the AC Schnitzer, the infotainment thing, so I guess that's not modified. So anyway, nice and torquey. Yeah, so as you can see, it's wet, it's cold, it's very slippery, because over the last few days I've been doing quite some wet laps. And the thing is, this year we had a very dry season, so therefore lots of cars, and race cars included, were driving on dry conditions. They were leaving the rubber on the track, and now that rubber is extra extra slick, and need to watch out. The grip is very nice for the beginning, even for the wet conditions. I'm really impressed so far. Let's not get too overconfident, but I'm really liking it. That's the weight, so let's watch out. Woohoo! So, since I am responsible gentleman, for once I have not turned off the traction control completely, because why? In this case you can just leave it on traction mode, so it will allow some initial slide, and then it will save your butt in case it needs saving. But maybe usually when you're on the ring, and especially when such a not so much heavy girl starts sliding, it might be already too late. Why not so heavy? Because compared to the new M5, this is driving the curve. Oh, such a curve, nice. I'm really impressed by the amount of grip. I mean, if you're watching for the first time, you might be thinking like, this looks slow, but actually compared to like many other cars I've driven over the recent days, this is really grippy. So tires are great, Conti 7s, and of course also the all-wheel drive system helps a lot as well. So very, very nice. There's some middle line that looks almost like sometimes you start getting paranoid when you're been in the business for so long. Lots of events happening these days. Was this on before, the yellow one, or did it happen now? Well, let's chill out, I guess. So no high-speed driving through Schwedenkreuz. I wonder if we're gonna see our dear friend Nathan Stateside Supercars at the end, trying to catch something. Then it's yellow. Then you cannot catch anything because it's yellow. Ugh. Nürburgring content created problems. Trackside. So let's see what happens. Oof. Well, something happened before, and yeah, indeed, we see Nathan there standing, or maybe his camera guy. Oh, who's this? Is this Spanish car? Not ideal. Again. He's so annoyed. I mean, someone has a much worse day than him because someone crashed the car. But you know, you have to walk all the way here to the track to make videos, and then someone crashes there actually, and then that's it. It's yellow zone. There is no exciting content happening for the rest. Anyway, it's just like some peculiarities of the Nürburgring microcosmos of communities. New barrier there. That's interesting. It hasn't been new there for a while. There is another camera guy of state charging cars. So give him tiny little bit of slide. Because here's a fun one while we're driving and having a nice conversation together. So, you know, you have video people like me, but mostly like trackside video people, stateside supercars, auto addiction, etc. And then you have photographers on racetracker.de. Now, the video people are allowed to show drifts. You as a driver are not allowed to drift in the wet or in general, because that's against the rules. If you do that, you get caught. You're gonna get banned for the day or forever. It depends how big of a bad boy you are. So you're not allowed to drift, but the video people are allowed to show your drifts. Maybe not too much, not too big, but if you're doing like sort of like correction, oversteer correction, then they can show that. The photographers, on the other hand, are not allowed to show even the smallest hint of drifting, because in case of pictures, you cannot know if the drift or the oversteer had a happy end. Whereas with video, you will see from start to finish whether the car crashed or not. So once there is an assumption of a crash, you cannot show it. This looks kind of dry actually, so not too bad, yeah. Then here's a small damp patch. So it's quite a funny, interesting thing. So over the last few days, I've been really enjoying wet laps in my Lucids. And if you've seen the video I posted when I was like driving with the music on, having fun, there's a lots of oversteer corrections, because yeah, I also enjoy making car not slide, but like drive on the gentle limit, and sometimes you go slightly over it, so the car not necessarily drifts but loses traction. I went to Racetracker to see if there's going to be any pictures. None. There's pictures of the car, of course, but none that indicates that there is any kind of drifts happening whatsoever. Woohoo! Alright, here we're gonna have again damp patches, so watching out. Those are like some of the worst conditions on the Nürburgring you can possibly have. Because, I mean, ideally you do a lap to see what the conditions are, because half a lap is wet, half a lap is dry, and something in between you have no idea what the hell is happening. So therefore, ideally you would do a lap for recons to then to be able to push more or less. But you can see also here, we have already a slight drizzle, we have some wet patches. It's wet here, so you can actually never really push. So from my experience in 24 hours of Nürburgring of 2024, last year, no, you're not allowed to do it, thank you. I think he understood the assignment. Last year's 24 hours of Nürburgring, at least 2024, because this video might end up in 2026, I don't know. The 2024, our first N24 with team Jimmy, Steve, Emmanuel, I was driving in these kinds of conditions where it was horrible. But part of the track was dry, part of the track was wet. You had no idea, you just had to make a guess. And I mean, I made a guess to just drive the wet line. Doesn't matter even if it is damp, because I was driving in the night and I was like, well, we don't know. Is it gonna be okay? Is it not gonna be okay? So the decision was good, because I actually put the car on P1 over the night, and then came the driver change, and once the driver change happened, came also the red flag for the fog. And according to the regulations, if there is a red flag, then the positions are being reset to the lap before the red flag. So that was not ideal, and we were essentially on P2 because the other car didn't make the pit stop, and once we came in, they went past us, so they were on P1, and then manual overtook them again, and then came the red flag. But then they put them on P1, and that was kind of it. I'm still frustrated about it, still annoyed, but hey, you live, you learn, you race, you have some fun. Well, understeer. Yeah. Should we be quiet and let you enjoy the nice speaker sound of this BMW? One thing I want to mention, going back to the Lucid video I made, here I was driving the dry line in the wet, and someone made a comment, if you drive the wet line, if you would know what the wet line is, you could be faster. Like, well, guess what? Here you have new tarmac in this section, so you can't take the dry line because it has a similar amount of grip like everywhere else. Whereas here, this tarmac has been around as long as I've been here, which is more than 10 years. So this one is definitely not grippy, so you need to watch out, kind of. So yeah. Now I'm gonna be quiet for 4 corners. I'm gonna tell you something about the car probably. One thing I want to say is I was driving in Sport Plus with, as you can see, also the traction mode on. So this means that it was not fully, traction was not fully off, but more importantly, suspension was set on comfort because you want to have a bit of more compliance and body roll in the wet to make the car not so understeery or oversteery, to be it more, to be less sensitive to steering inputs or any other directional inputs. Could be caused also by brakes and throttle. So in short, like every other wet lap, we couldn't feel out the car's limit, but I think it's also good because we could have a nice lap, I could have a nice conversation, decent pace. And this means, actually, this is not a race car. This is not a track car. So we're not going to judge it by how quality of ascent you can do, because if you buy such a car, you buy it as a daily. I wouldn't know who would want to buy an M550 as a track car. Occasional track car, sure, but it's a different story. But what I'm getting at, you can have a long distance trip in those comfortable seats in horrible weather or tricky weather, and just have a conversation with your friend, family, you name it, and not worry about the grip levels, because even with traction mode, basically MDM or like traction not fully on, perfect control, even on big chunky wheels from AC Schnitzer with very narrow sidewall, no problem. So all good. I think great car. Really enjoyed it, and hope you guys enjoyed the video, enjoyed the lap, and would be good to have a lap with this in the future on dry conditions, because I really enjoyed it. And one thing I want to finish on is that I, after having driven, well, my M5, the weight is a big issue. Suspension settings are a big issue for daily driving. So I was thinking like, but I do want the space and I need the space and I love the space, but I want the comfort of potentially M550i. Now I don't know how the G series, like or in this case, yeah, there's the G series, the latest one, how that one would handle the 550 version of that, or maybe even Albina version of that. But with the minus weight and a bit more comfort, I think that would be the ideal car. So even this, actually, in the version of a wagon, that would be possibly the best. Anyway, lots of gibberish. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Gonna shoot some intro, and then I'm gonna do another lap with my Lucid for fun. Alrighty. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, if you own a 550i, maybe you can drop a comment below and tell us what your experiences are with the platform as a daily. Or maybe you're crazy enough to make it a track car. Thanks for watching. Bye.